Do you ever wonder what to do with vegetables like this? This is a delecta squash, and this is something I grew out of a container. And I got about 8 of them out of one little container. So today I have a pot roast. I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to throw it in the pot roast. I'm going to throw all kinds of vegetables on here. This is just another way of cooking vegetables. A pot roast. Nobody says you have to only use potatoes and carrots with these things. Wait till you see this. Cut and seeded these delectias. I'm going to put a red and green pepper in there because I got a lot of these from my garden. You know, I like to think I'm like the average bear, and I don't like teeny tiny cut up vegetables. I like big chunks. So that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to take big chunks of vegetables and I'm going to throw them in there. And just, you know, once again, Debbie's doing this with one hand. I love this. I love making videos because it tests me. So see, I'm just throwing in peppers, throwing in vegetables. I'm thinking about stuffing those. And I got an idea. Will it work? I don't know. But the only way anything works is if we try it, right? So I think I'm going to try to stuff this in a very unique way today. We'll see. I put all my scraps for my vegetables in my bowls for my chickens and ducks. They always are excited when I go outside. You know, I'm not quite sure what this thing is that I grew this year. This is another one of those oddities that I did not plant, but it grew. And it seemed to be like it was a zucchini, you know, the green zucchini, but then it was also yellow. But you know what? It's a vegetable. God gave it to me. I'm going to use it. So again, I don't like little tiny pieces of veggies when I don't have to have little tiny pieces. You know, when the kids were little, of course, you cut things a little finer. But now, except for them coming over, and somehow I think that they'll probably smell this for miles around. You know how kids are. See how you just load up the vegetables? You're going to have nice big chunks of vegetables with that nice meat. And that's what'll be nice. I did buy those. I didn't grow carrots this year. Bad Debbie. Now I'm going to show you a technique I learned just to save time. I just take a knife like this. You know those scrapers that shred it and all that? Oh, it drives me nuts. This just cleans off the skins good enough. As you see, you know, and I just chunk it in there. Just nice big chunks. There you go. And just skin another one. When you do one side, do the other. You know, there might be an itsy bitsy, teeny tiny bit of skin, but so what? Look how fast this is. And I don't have to buy any extra utensil. Boom, 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 boom. Now I'm going to get some onions too that I did grow. I cut up my carrots and I've changed my mind about the stuffing. But you know me, I might change it again. I have all kinds of vegetables in here. I'm going to take some of my smaller onions, about the size of $half, and I'll throw those in there whole. And I just cut them up. Again, I don't get fancy because I don't have time. I have to make all kinds of proposals for my husband today for jobs, and I have to do homework for next week, and I'm making dinner, and of course, I told you my kids always smell food, but that's kids, and I already got a call. They're coming over, so I'm going to make this up. You see how cute that is? That's only like $50 in size, and then what I'll do is I'll take it and just throw it in whole. And then the vegetables are just going to mound on top. You know, I'm getting a kick out of this. I'll tell you why. It just dawned on me, I'm still minimalizing. I still have one cutting board, one knife, and one pan. That's how I operate. Anyway, I put in about 8 of these small little onions. Aren't they cute? And I'm going to go out to the garden and see what else I can dig up. Right now I got Delectia squash in there. I got my odd zucchini yellow squashes. I got carrots, got onions, red pepper, green pepper. I got a lot of vegetables, but I'm not done yet. I went out to the raised bed and started feeling around underneath the ground, and lo and behold, I found a few potatoes. So they're not exactly huge, so I'm just going to throw them in whole too. Everything will cook. Everything will be fine. It always does. Isn't that funny? It always just turns out. Do you see how this pot's growing? And I was going to go out and see if I could find any green beans and that, but I'm not even going to bother. This looks like it's filling enough. And so there's all the vegetables you could think of. You probably could throw in other vegetables if you want to. But for me, this is what we're going to use. And that's pretty good, and all we need to do is put on the spice. Okay, I'm going to use some salt. This is coarse grinded salt. How much, I don't really know. Like a small handful. Mainly, maybe a little more. You know, salt. It just depends on your family. We're Italian, we like Italian seasoning, so I'm going to throw a bunch of that in there. Alright, and I'm going to take some ground pepper that's not really real fine. So it's sort of butcher black. It's called butcher pepper, which is a little more coarser. I might use a little bit more salt, a little more Italian seasoning. And that is going to be smothered pot roast. Now I am going to put a small amount of water in. I don't know what the purpose of that is. Maybe to extend the gravy. My mom always did it, so I do it too. And then I check my roast as it's cooking to make sure it's not sticking. That's just a little bit of water. If you could see, just a little bit of water in the pan, not a whole lot. And I'm going to cook it very slow. Can you see this is an outdoor Dutch oven meal that you would cook it outdoor over the fire? Not a fire, but you know, your charcoal after the fire dies down. Can you actually see that? Just cooking very slowly. Oh, I can. I'm almost tempted to forget the stove and go put it outside. And yes, you can use one of these pans too. I've used this on top of a steel grill on top of a fire.